It's been 3 months since Halo 5 finally graced our Xbox Ones, and in that time I've managed to pack up over 120 hours into the game. But through all of its shiny new graphics and brilliant gameplay mechanics is a scary, never before seen booster pack idea, which has the Halo community divided.
Incoming Prometheans at the mine shaft.
So what are these REQ packs that have the community of Halo players so divided? Put simply, they're booster packs of yesteryear brought back into modern digital times, making everything from shotguns to warthogs a one-time use item. These booster packs also include some permanent unlocks that help to customise your character, for example giving new armour or emblems that used to be unlocked through skill in previous games. But has 343's decision to make the core Halo tropes disposable, while also having a monetary value associated with the booster packs that are available, a bad choice for gamers the world over? These days, I'm leaning more towards yes. You see, whilst Halo wasn't the first to use the booster pack idea, it was one of the first to associate a monetary value to the booster card packs themselves. Titanfall may have run out of steam pretty quick due to its lackluster amount of variety, but its card system could rarely be faulted. Titanfall's card feature was a core mechanic of the game, and could not be bypassed or sped up through sheer expenditure of your hard-earned cash. You got so many cards you ended up destroying most of them, only keeping the ones that you liked and which actually had an effect on your playstyle of the game. Halo on the other hand rarely distributes these REQ packs out. Should you invest 20 minutes worth of time into a Warzone match, you may gain about half the REQ points you need in order to purchase a £1.59 pack. These cheaper packs only unlock uncommon to rare cards, meaning their value soon becomes apparent when you get a bunch of shit which you merely sell every time you open one. Want a pack that will actually give you good shit? Cough up £2.39 or almost 2 hours worth of your time. To add to the lunacy, 343 even decided to add REQ packs to the physical items on their store, in the hope that more players would buy more physical products costing tens to hundreds of pounds. You can't help but feel that it's all a cynical pitch to cash in on the loyal Halo player base. You know, the ones like me who's bought every book and film in the franchise and still wants to collect everything there is to buy in Halo's universe, just for the exquisite story and fantastic presentation. I'm serious about collecting everything. It's only recently that I've realised that I'm never going to unlock everything the game has to offer after spending hours of filling in spreadsheets. Once I calculated how much more I needed to unlock, I was still up to over £400. Yes, you can unlock all that within game hours, but that's either an insane amount of money or an insane amount of in-game time in order to unlock everything the game has to offer. A player's performance within the game is also an issue when it comes to actually using REQ cards. Say for example, your team are doing terribly with the opponents only needing 100 points left until they win. You have the capacity to use the Scorpion tank in the final moments of the game, but why the hell would you? You'll only be able to drive it around for a few minutes, by which point the game will end and you'll have wasted a really good card. Putting value on weapons and vehicles really stops the player from being able to engage with them. For some players, they just cannot disconnect a few weapons to being worth £2.39, and who wants to spend £2.39 for a few minutes that will make no difference to the end outcome? So for all the bad I've said about the Halo 5 REQ system so far, are there actually any good things about it? Surprisingly, yes. Whilst the REQ cards can be a bad, unbalanced system within Warzone, they're completely useless for any other game mode, meaning Arena is completely unaffected by them. The only reason competitive players would ever want to dip into the REQ card system is to eventually own the armour they love. From a gameplay standpoint in this mode, they're useless. Another benefit of the REQ card system is Halo 5's distinct absence of DLC. Many may crow foul of this benefit, saying that REQ packs are some of the most horrendous DLC in the industry, but I disagree. I played Halo 4 online plenty when it first came out, but soon noticed a huge drop-off in the number of matches I could get into soon after the DLC was released. The segregation between haves and have-nots of DLC instantly cut the player base in half, meaning you were less likely to get into a multiplayer game. This became ever worse with subsequent DLC drops, until eventually figures were going around saying that Halo 4 only had around 10,000 players still engaging with Halo 4 online. With Halo 5 giving all maps to all players for free as a consequence of this REQ system, it helps keep the community together, ensuring you can always find a game as there's always enough people online. So while some players may call 343 Industries money grabbers, I would always prefer to keep a community together rather than separate them based on the size of their wallet. Despite all of my doubts and annoyances, the REQ system really is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, having free content updates with new maps and weapons is fantastic, and the fact the whole community gets to stay together rather than being segregated like DLC models of yesteryear is truly a blessing. But when you start to alienate the players that just want to have fun, and you're actively taken away from that fun by walling off weapons and vehicles based on a team's performance, you've done wrong by the casual player. If anything, 343's decision to crack down on the booster pack idea to welcome more people into the Halo fold has had the adverse effect, meaning only hardcore players interact with the game's online multiplayer mode nowadays. This small hardcore minority of Halo fanbase that is keeping the online multiplayer afloat at the moment may not be the same amount of players that Bungie enjoyed all those years ago, but it's enough to keep 343 afloat. And in doing so, that's enough to keep me entertained and plenty of other players entertained for the foreseeable future. Here's to hoping 343 can make good on their promises for Halo 6. Thanks for watching my very first video. If you liked it, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. Leave a comment down below if you have any tips or advice on how I could improve this, or any future topics you'd like me to go into. So until next time, I'm Caesoose, Dan. Goodbye.